to do that. And I have to say, besides Mercury being in retrograde, like Funkhauser said earlier, I have to say that that's probably contributed a little bit to my desire to randomly punch people in the head when I meet them in the street. So I think what hand angels are doing is an awfully special thing. You know what else is apparently pretty special? Being Tom Brady and waking up next to Gisele Bündchen after winning the Super Bowl. Let's face it, most of us will never have what Tom Brady has. So maybe you can live vicariously through him as he explains what it's like to wake up next to Gisele Bündchen after winning the Super Bowl. Actually, he didn't really come through with the details. He just said, quote, "It was just special. Just pretty special." And I would imagine it beats waking up next to her after losing the big game. That happened twice in 2008 and 2012. Both times the Patriots lost to the New York Giants. Tom said, quote, "For those, I was like, the game's today, right? What I just had was a nightmare, right? That didn't really happen, right?" Yeah. So, yay, Tom Brady. Glad you're doing well. Glad it was special for you to wake up next to your supermodel wife the day after winning the Super Bowl. I, for one, think it's nice to finally see a rich, white, good-looking dude finally catch a break. So, we are now awarding Purple Hearts, apparently, for workplace violence. You remember the Fort Hood shooting? The Fort Hood shooting survivors are going to be receiving Purple Hearts, thanks to Congress. Army Secretary John McHugh said they will now be able to award the survivors of Nidal Hasan's jihad attack Purple Hearts. McHugh said strict eligibility criteria had prevented them from awarding it, but since Congress changed the criteria, quote, "We believe there is sufficient reason to allow these men and women to be awarded and recognized with either the Purple Heart or for civilians, the Defense of Freedom Medal. It's an appropriate recognition of their service and their sacrifice." Now, the administration declared Hasan's act, because there's this whole thing where you have jihad terrorism, and you go, "Oh no, that's just just someone who's crazy. That's not Islam. That's not radical Islam at work. That can't be classified as an act of jihad terrorism. We're going to call that. And what did they call it? They declared Hasan's act workplace violence. True story. Yeah. Nidal Hasan's attack on Fort Hood military institution, Fort Hood, was deemed workplace violence. Congress, led by Texas Representative John Carter, passed legislation expanding the eligibility criteria by broadening what is considered an attack by foreign terrorists. It took more than 5 years for this to happen. And let's be real, it's sickening to see the military and administration taking better care of Hasan than survivors. And by their own definition, we're now handing out Purple Hearts for workplace violence. If that doesn't make you seethe inside, then, well, I don't know. Maybe you've got the ability to switch that sort of thing off better than I do. Maybe that's a healthy thing. I don't know. But it's the sort of thing that kind of keeps me up at night. A girl tweeted about not wanting to start a new job. So the boss tweeted that he was firing her. It's true. We've heard of plenty of people getting fired from their jobs because of what they post on social media, but this is a new one. This girl called Sella was about to start a new job at Jet's Pizza in Mansfield, Texas this past Friday, just gone by. Clearly not overly excited about the whole thing. Because on Thursday night, the day before she started work, she tweeted, quote, "Ew, I have to start this." I can't say this on the radio and remain employed. "I have to start this F-ass job tomorrow." Yeah, thank you. It was followed by 7, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 thumbs down emojis. But there's this guy called Robert Wapple. He'd hired her to work at Jet's, a pizza place, and somehow he found out about the message. So he got on his Twitter account, which he hadn't used since 2009, and sent Sella a tweet of his own and fired her before she could even start on her first day. Once again, Funkhauser.
Biatch.
There you go. He wrote back to her, quote, "And no, you don't start that FA job today. I just fired you. Good luck with your no money, no job life."
Biatch.
Have a good one. We'll be back tomorrow and do it all over again.
So